Generally, I Uber into my office. My business partner is generally there the same time as I am. We get in sometime between 8 and 9. And we've been partners for a very long time. So not only do we focus on work, but we also have to get the personal stuff out of the way. So we will sit there and spend a few minutes just sort of chatting about what's going on. And then we really get down to business. And what that means is we prioritize regularly what we need to get done. We have a very, very small and very efficient team. And on the one hand, that served us very well because we always know what's going on. On the other hand, it really forces us to work very, very smart. So we'll define what needs to get done. Generally, it requires a lot of phone calls, a lot of conference calls, and a lot of writing. So when I think about what I write in a general day, we spend a lot of time sending out different types of direct email. So, and those are called flows. So in technical language, in marketing, they are flows. And what that means is that I might want to get in touch with you. And I don't just touch you through email one time. I'll touch you 3 or 4 times, maybe even 8 times, in order to get you to focus on what it is that I do and I can sell you. And so writing flows is a really important part of the business. And one of the most important parts of it are the subject lines. So think about when you get email. You always look at the subject line to figure out whether or not you should open it. So people who write subject lines really have an important job. So I can spend an hour or 2 hours really writing subject lines and flows that take someone through all of the features and all of the benefits of what Cabinet M does. And it tries to pull them into a mode that they want to buy from us. So I write. A lot of times we have phone calls with partners or potential partners or investors. And during those calls, we generally go into a conference room because we sublet space in another company's environment. So we like to stay quiet and under the radar so that they continue to love us. We love our office space. And we go into a conference room and we will generally speak to someone for 15 minutes to a half hour. So it used to be that you would get on the phone with someone for an hour and people would schedule hours. No more. We get on the phone. We're very efficient. People are very efficient. And generally when I'm scheduling 15 minutes to a half hour to do those phone calls. After those calls, we might run out and grab something to eat. A lot of times we bring lunch to the office. So we'll sit at our desks, we'll sit and we'll chat about what happened in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we'll again get down to business. Sometimes I'm writing press releases. Sometimes I do a lot of emails. So for better or for worse, people communicate over email and over text. So I send out a lot of email and a lot of text, except when I'm in sales mode and I am the salesperson. So I will go into an office and I generally have a script. One of the things that I've been doing almost my whole career is if I have something important to say, I take the time to write it down and I write it in big type so that I can read it and nobody else knows that I'm reading it. And if I know that someone's going to ask me questions, I'll try and anticipate those questions and write the answers to them. Being prepared is really important. At the end of the day, we tend to convene again to talk about what we got done, what's outstanding, did we bump into any problems? And we also have a full-time content writer with us who is also generating a lot of content around our blog and around our newsletter. So she's responsible for that. And she also does a lot of writing so that I do a lot of editing of her writing as well. We're generally in the office probably until 5:30 or 6, and then we go home. And the next morning, we probably start in front of our computers before we ever leave the house, just looking to see what we need to get done. Both of us will pick up our phones when we get up in the morning, and we look, is there anything that's happened? And I serve also as customer service. So I watch the Cabinet M info at Cabinet M account to see, did anybody have any problems? Does anybody want to add anything to our site? We're very, very responsive. And the joke in our office is my kids' names are Erica and Ross, and our customer service person's name is Erica Ross. And we sometimes get on the phone with people who will say to us, that Erica Ross in your office is so responsive. And it makes me laugh. And I always make my kids laugh by telling them that too.